Hi, I have one more journal to show today. This is mine that I put together real quick. I had done the binding or the cover already, and it was just waiting to have the signatures sewn in. And I had worked on dyeing the seam binding to match the green in here. So the paper is scented liner paper, I guess. I got it at the thrift store, and there were quite a few sheets, and it's really thick and had a little bit of a grain to it. And this is one end of it. It's called Woods of Windsor, established 1770, and it's really long, but anyway, it just has kind of a nice thick texture to it, and it did really well on this book. I just used Mod Podge over it, and it was just really nice. I'll take my pen off here, but I wanted to show you what I'd done with it before I started writing in it, and didn't want anybody to see what I'd written. So I put some photo corners here. I don't even know how thick it is, really. A couple inches maybe, not quite, maybe 1.5 inches thick. There's 4 signatures, and I just did sort of a modified pamphlet stitch, I guess. I don't know. Take it in here, up here, and then all the way down here to 4, and then back in here. So they don't come together in the center. I have a bad habit of splitting the thread, and then it breaks. I used a Tim Holtz hitch closure, which was really nice to use, and then just a hairband, ponytail band I mean, that I got at Walmart, and I just used a large eyelet to hold it down. So I really like it because I like the elastic closures, because I tend to just stick my pen on there like that, and it holds it. Now, just before I get into this too far, my son died recently, and so the way I wanted to keep track of the sympathy cards was to go ahead and bind them into my book. So I just wanted to give you a warning or heads up or whatever that that's what I did with my book. Some people might think it's weird. I went through this same thing with my brother when he was killed, and it was, over the years, it's been hard to keep track of the remembrances for him when he died, and so I thought this would be a good way to make sure that they stayed permanent. So I've done some writing in here. I'll pull this out. I made a side pocket here, and I made a matching side pocket on the back, which I can't get into right now. Like that. I need to still fix it up some. Now, when my son died a few weeks ago, as I said, I didn't have a journal, so I was just writing on pieces of paper, and I decided the best way to include those was I found some of this vellum paper at the thrift store, and so I just made some pockets, and I was writing on the fronts and the backs of these pieces of paper. And so what I'll end up doing is just washi taping these in, graduated out along here, I think is how I'll do it, so that they'll be a part of the record. And I still have a few more pages to do. And I'm inking the edges, but this is a very dense book. I decided to not do any tea staining on these, so it was just flat, so I just kept adding paper to it until it filled it up. And then I decided to use Tattered Rose ink on the edges, and it's taking a while, so I'm just kind of going along and doing it. And we'll start here. I've got some personal writing in the first part. I used a lot of computer paper, and I used some designer scrapbook paper, and I used some graph paper, and I put these 6x9 envelopes in here. And this one contains the boarding passes for my husband. He just got back from our son's medical school graduation, so we just have had a lot going on. And I've been too sick to go, so I wasn't able to go to that. So, again, most of these are, I journal a lot. I do a lot of writing. I plan on putting photos in here as well. This is watercolor paper, so it's pretty thick. And then here is some of the graph paper. And here is one of the sympathy cards, and then another one. And then I put envelopes in the center to cover the middle of the signature. And then this is the other sides of the cards that were written on. And I'll be able to journal on these as well. And so we just go along here. And then here's the other half of the envelope, and I have my son's ID cards in here. And so they'll stay. And we just go along, and I added some more of the liner paper in here as we go along. And I'll be decorating this. Okay, here's another card. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out because these stay. They're permanent. They'll be a part of my permanent record, basically. And they won't get lost. And I'm glad about that. So, and it just goes along and repeats. Different paper and different cards. But I just wanted to show you what I had done. And it's nothing really fancy, but it works for me. And there's some more, another envelope. And I put a card, and somebody had written a very nice poem for us, for our son. And so I put that in there. And it just goes along. And we're at the end. So there's a lot of space in here for me to write. And it will help me get through this time. And if you have any comments or questions about anything, you can put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.